Well, let's move to Gauteng now. After being caught in a storm of violence this week, residents in Alexandra are now cleaning up the area. Our reporter Silindelo Masikane is there, and we cross to her now live for an update. Silindelo, somebody actually said on Twitter, "Why am I calling you Slee?" So I said, "We call you Slee, all of us in the office." So it's yeah, Slee. Tell me, tell me what's happening in Alex this morning.
Well, what we're seeing in Alexandra this morning is a mop-up campaign, but what we're also seeing, eNCA, are those long lines for essential goods, groceries. As you can see, we have a long line that's formed outside the Alex Mall, which is the only mall in Alexandra that was not looted, but that is not due to any threat to the mall. We know over the past several days, I'm going to ask my colleague to just walk with me. What we know is that over the past several days, there have been attempts to destroy and loot this mall, but through the efforts of the community, backed up by, of course, law enforcement as well as soldiers that have been deployed to the area, the mall has survived. Now, of course, we know that in that wake, apart from the cleanup campaign to just start, cleaning up the area to try and get businesses up and running again, we know that there's now been somewhat of a rush to try and get essential goods. People have no other option here in Alexandra but to come to Alex Mall. You can see that the line is moving right now. I'm going to ask Kamohelo to just move with me so we can try go down to, so you can see just how far this line goes. Sanbonani. The line goes on for kilometers on end, Annika. It's actually quite unbelievable to see the desperation, really. People queuing with their babies, people, hardly observing social distancing measures. But I think what we are seeing at least is that people are wearing their masks. You can see just how far down this line goes. It actually winds right up until around the corner. And of course, there's also a limit as to how long they can be here for. The mall closes at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's also for security concerns. But what I've noticed is that there may be at least somewhat of a shortage when it comes to deliveries here in Gauteng, where we are seeing that the closure of the N3 is resulting in that panic buying from most residents in the suburbs. But what you're seeing here is that people in Alexandra have no choice but to come to Alex Mall to come and get those essential goods.
Silindelo Masikane, thank you so much. Out there in Alex, and queues snaking around the block for basic goods. And you can just tell that half of those people there are not going to actually even get a foot inside that mall because food stocks will probably run out. So many of them, sadly, will probably go hungry.